And welcome back into the Sports Source. It's our Christmas episode. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. We have been wishing you a Merry Christmas on this show for 15 years now. It's amazing, 15 Christmases. And if it weren't for Steve Sloan, Joe Special, and the family down at Madisonville Marine, that wouldn't have been possible. They wish you and your family a great holiday and a terrific Christmas Eve and Christmas from the folks at Madisonville Marine. All right, I'm back with VFL Will Overstreet. We haven't heard you talk about Jeremy Pruitt yet, so let's do that in the first question. In terms of the hire itself, and I'll leave that up there for a second so people can figure out what that is. In terms of the hire itself, let's put it in terms of a Christmas story. Was Pruitt's hire a Red Ryder BB gun or a can of Simon Eyes? Red Ryder BB gun or a can of Simon Eyes?
I think it's where it comes from. I mean, he says a lot of right things, so you can be thinking it's the Red Ryder BB gun, but then there's that part of you that if you were wishing on the Gruden and hoping the elf on the shelf Gruden would come down and save you and get you, you know, you're probably thinking it's that red bunny suit, right, with the long hair that the aunt sends you. So I think overall it's depending on where you came from and what your expectations start with. The guy came in, and besides the he said all the right things. And he's a guy that has a track record. He's been in this league. It's not somebody from another league that you're like, well, can they make this step? Obviously, he's got the credentials to be the opportunity and have the opportunity to be a head coach, but it's a big step. You don't know how a guy's going to perform when he actually has to be the guy and there's no one else behind him to make a decision for him. So it is a challenge. It's a risk, but at the same time, at UT's place and point, you had to go get somebody that was not a head coach to try to get their shot to be a head coach. No else was coming.
Somebody you didn't want that was a gimmick hire like Mike Leach.
Bingo.
It sounds like what you're saying is if John Curry had made this hire right out of the gate, it would have been a can of Simon Eyes.
Yes, it was.
But the perspective changed to where it's more of a, oh, wow, we got a guy, Red Ryder.
It's amazing how when things are flaming up around you,
isn't it,
all of a sudden this savior comes in with a spray gun. Anybody looks good about the time they come in with a water cannon when the fire's up around you.
All right, very good. Let's do this next one. The song says, from now on, we all will be together if the fates allow. With yet another new strength staff coming in, will the fates allow Tennessee to play together and avoid massive injuries in 2018?
Well, what stat tells you that? I mean, strength staffs are about building guys over a long time. Like I said, offensive line, strength's about building it over time. And right now with this UT crew, you have not found that secret. Is it bad luck? Is it the wait staff? Is it a combination of both? Is it that you played guys against, I don't know, some very terrible teams, 100-and-something plays early on in the year? There's a lot of things that go into this that some of those things a different coach can make an immediate difference and cut down some things. But there's still the bad luck that you're in the wrong spot at the wrong place. You're going to get hurt. But I definitely think a new coach coming with a philosophy that says, hey, maybe we don't let guys against Maryland and some other places play like 180 plays. That's a good idea.
UMass. You know, the interesting thing there, though, is you now will have had a third straight year with a third person in charge, although you could argue 2 years ago you didn't have anybody in charge.
Yeah, I'd say more.
That doesn't look like a recipe for success. You may have had to do it again, but I don't know how quickly it'll turn around and help things. All right, last one. Let's put it up. All right, Will, Santa's looking. He's trying to decide. That's Tennessee's 2018 schedule. In your opinion, is that a nice list or is that a naughty list for a first-year coach?
That's a naughty list. I mean, you come out of the gate against West Virginia. It's got a high-powered offense in a lot of ways, so that could be a tempting game of you don't know what you're going to have and you don't know what you're going to see. And then from there, obviously, you got the two cupcakes that are coming in, so you got to win those. But then,
Randy Sanders, head coach of one of those, and Mike Canales returns as the offensive coordinator for UTEP.
That's right. But then you got your end of September, October right there. That's brutal. I mean, that's brutal for a new coach.
Florida through South Carolina is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So I think right now, just because they're all stretched in that one small part, and it's at the part where you kind of get some of those injuries that really can start hurting you, especially when you get to that South Carolina game. You may be better in South Carolina, but by the time you've gone through that 4-game gauntlet, you may not have the players to beat a South Carolina.
Which is a great point because years ago, like when you were over there, Tennessee always had the depth. And Kentucky would be able to hang with Tennessee for 3 quarters and then fall apart. Vandy, same kind of thing. Now Tennessee no longer has that depth advantage on teams, and you're exposed a little bit more. Let me add very quickly, like 10 seconds. I've seen people on social media saying, with Tennessee's roster, if these guys came back healthy, Georgia's going to lose 30 seniors. The East is wide open. This team could win 9, 10 games. What would you say to somebody saying this team could win 9 or 10 games?
Oh, Eddie, I wouldn't be more surprised if I woke up my head sewed into the carpet.
That was not planned, by the way. That was really good. That was really good. That was not planned. All right. When we come back, we got lots more to come, and Mark Pankratz is going to talk to you about the SEC basketball race. Where does Tennessee stack up? They were initially predicted for 13th. Where does he have them? Come on back.